Fellas, I just want to announce that I'm probably going to be in the hospital in the next 30 minutes. So before the paramedics arrive, let's crack on with this video. I comment RIP and like the video for moral support. So firstly, what actually is pink sauce? Secondly, why did you not watch my last video? Because if you did, you'd probably already know. But yes, pink sauce is allegedly a type of ranch sauce, and yes, I have to say allegedly, because at this point, I don't really think anybody knows what's in this sauce, and it could contain materials from Chernobyl. Pink sauce is basically a type of ranch sauce created by TikToker Chef P, and this has led to a lot of controversy after people started reporting that bottles were exploding, some were expanding because of bacteria, and some people were getting sick, and even some people were reporting that they had, well, simply put it, died.
Y'all really need to stop buying these pink sauce from that girl on TikTok. Look where I ended up.
And obviously, you silly little sausages, that is not a real thing. That is not true. But at the same time, there was a lot of true stuff, a lot of rather crazy stuff, which you can watch in my previous video, and I kind of recommend you do before you watch this one. Then come back and watch. Yeah, and subscribe. But today what I want to do is basically go through this updated situation with the FDA and basically the response and everything that's happened since I made my last video. Yes, strangely enough, a situation about pink sauce on TikTok is a massive story. I said that in my last video, but it still blows my mind that I'm making 2 videos about pink sauce. Yes, truly, as a society, the world is just collapsing. But also I want to address another situation at the second half of this video about the false allegations. Yes, in a world where pink sauce is currently the media driving force, there is naturally going to be a lot of ridiculous stories and a lot of false rumors out there, which includes basically people alleging that Chef P is pretty much the real life incarnate of Lizard from Spider-Man. People are basically suggesting, quite like what Lizard did with the Lizard DNA, Chef P is trying to infect everybody with the pink sauce. But rather than turn everybody into pink lizards, it's going to, well, how do I put this? Kill you. So yes, there's a lot of stupid stuff going on, and I think the first thing we need to get into is the FDA seemingly exposing this whole situation and Chef P in general.
What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products.
Now, I think it's fair to say, after the last week, Chef P certainly knows who the FDA are, because apparently there are now terms and conditions for the pink sauce. Now, I wish I was joking. I really wish I do, because it's not like when you go and buy, I don't know, some mayonnaise, because let's be real, I know it's been sold as pink sauce. It's not. It's pink mayonnaise, in my personal opinion. Do not sue me. You don't really go into a store and have to look at the terms and conditions to when you buy a product, but I think this is because of the FDA's current involvement with the pink sauce. It's gotten this ridiculous. I'm pretty sure I said in my last video, I don't think it would actually get to this point, but no, it has. It's gotten bizarre. And I'm just so confused. Because with these terms and conditions now coming in, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why has she done that? As I said previously, when you go to a supermarket, you don't necessarily have to sign a fucking contract before you buy your mayonnaise. Well, I think the reason for this is probably because the FDA actually turned up to Chef P's house in real life.
I just wanted to verify to you guys that I am a legitimate business, and yes, the FDA did come to my house, and I do not operate my business here, and we are getting everything corrected properly. Have a great day.
Now, there are multiple reasons I think this has happened, because yes, this is apparently an FDA officer that has come to Chef P's house, and she is on a live stream or some Instagram stories, and she is clearly speaking to them looking visibly distressed, and I think a lot of this has happened from multiple reasons. Reason number one, she sold $20 pink sauce, which was apparently expanding in bottles because of bacteria, and also the bottles just in general were exploding and stuff like that. But number two, I also think there has been a lot of false information out there. I think a lot of people have said a lot of ridiculous things which just aren't true, and we will also get into all of that. But number three, Chef P's handling of the entire situation has honestly just been really, really bad. And I always say when it comes to drama or ridiculous situations that it's not actually like a matter of how bad the situation is, it's a matter of how somebody responds to the situation. And now Chef P certainly has not responded well, because it's pretty famous at this point that there is now a clip of Chef P not actually knowing what the FDA does or is, especially after being a chef for 4 years. Chef P seemingly has blamed the entire thing on her anxiety, and she's also said things such as she will not be bullied into telling people how, I guess, the sauce is produced or what's in it. And it's just like, I mean, I'm really not surprised this is just blown up out of proportion, because at the end of the day, as I will say a million times, it's a story about pink ranch sauce, yet this is my most popular topic in like a year. We're living in a world where the FDA have seemingly exposed Chef P by merely existing. Now, that is quite entertaining, given the fact that, 4 days ago, Chef P didn't have a clue who these people were and what they did, and they were also a chef for 4 years. That's equally concerning, but at the same time, it seems that Chef P has done her research into who the FDA are and what they've done. And that is a good thing, considering she is selling food-related products and also charging £200 to basically be a chef at some event that you want. Because it does just seem that the mere existence of the FDA have now put a lot of fear into Chef P, which has actually led to a lot of suspicious activity. So this information does actually come from Vice, where they say the sauce now comes with terms and conditions as it were thought to be a new gadget. The terms and conditions stated in the email confirm the pink sauce is supposed to be refrigerated after usage, a point which Chef P had not been clear on in the past. And yes, this is actually a pretty valid point, because there has been some really suspect clips out there of where when people have been like, oh, well, my sauce tastes weird, it looks weird, it's yellow, and in response to that, Chef P was like, well, guys, we actually tested the sauce in the sun for multiple hours, and it's like, that's great. Nobody's denying that milk goes bad in the sun, and if it doesn't go bad in the sun, that's a little suspicious.
We put the pink sauce outside in the hot sun for days.
My friends, if your milk isn't going bad in the sun, I have a little news flash. I don't think that's milk. Once the seal is willingly opened on the bottle, it is considered yours and we cannot offer any exchange refund. I think the best part about this part of the terms and conditions is that she is clearly fully aware that the bottles have definitely not arrived willingly opened. I mean, I don't know if it was the gods of the pink sauce that did it, but it's clear that whatever this nuclear explosion is, they definitely haven't been willingly opened. It is considered yours and we cannot offer an exchanged refund. The terms continue. Please understand that you are purchasing with free will, and Flavor Crazy Incorporated does not indulge in the intention of promoting inadequate products. To me, what this pretty much screams is, oh my god, FDA, please, for the love of God, leave us alone. I am absolutely terrified right now. Please stop. Like, honestly, I hadn't heard anything about terms and conditions in general with like any food product until this point, but given everything that's happened, I'm not shocked, and given that the FDA are involved, I think this just comes from the fact that the FDA have come in and exposed this whole thing for just being fucking stupid. But then it just continues to get more bizarre, where it says, furthermore, do not post or transmit any unlawful, threatening, libelous, defamatory, obscene, indecent, or profane material. What do you think's gonna happen? Do you think somebody's gonna like try and make love with the pink sauce? I mean, I know it's pink gooey goodness, but it's definitely not that type. Anyway. Sorry, continuing, or any material that could constitute or encourage conduct that would be considered a criminal offence or violate any law or regulation. And fellas, I can't lie, I kind of feel like I'm being threatened right now. Please don't say anything nasty about my pink ranch sauce, because we will sue you. No, probably not a really good way to go about this, Chief. I defended you a lot in my last video, and I'm even going to defend you in this one, but threatening lawsuits because people didn't really like your little pink sauce, which cost $20, by the way. Not a good thing, but at the same time, I'm not really shocked that you can afford a lawsuit, because I don't really think you put much of the money into packaging, production, just in general, the entire thing. And hey, yeah, there is actually a lot of misinformation out there about Chef P and her product, the pink sauce. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really know why you need to make stories up about pink sauce. It's a crime in itself that this is being sold for $20 on TikTok, but as I keep saying, an even bigger crime that people will actually pay for that. But alas, yes, there's a lot of false rumors and news out there, which I said we'll get into in the second part of this video, but I do want to say, if you are one of those people spreading those false stories, you suck, and I don't like you. And I do have to say, that isn't actually Chef P's pink sauce. That's my Verio on-brand delicacy pink sauce. I don't even know what I'm saying. I made my own pink sauce, and I'm not going to tell you what's in it because I will not be bullied into letting you guys know how I made it. I made it for a certain way. Involved a little starfish. I can't really go into details because I don't think it's allowed. No! And if you want to buy some, subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. If you do subscribe and we hit 100 million subscribers, I may start selling pink sauce. But yeah, getting back into it, those are the terms and conditions of the pink sauce, and I do find that quite mental, to be honest with you. I can't recall buying barbecue sauce where I've had to sign a contract, but you know, whilst it is mental, I think this all comes down from the pressure of the FDA turning up the Chef P's house, and just in general installing the fear into them. Because to me, this shows that Chef P is trying to get around the allegations of the bottles making people sick and the bottles exploding and having expanding bacteria and stuff like that. So I guess by having this terms and conditions, she could probably get away with it without being sued into the ground, which, I mean, fair enough. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. I don't even think you need terms and conditions to let you know buying $20 pink sauce is not a good idea. But you know, it's really weird because in Chef P's original, now deleted response, which actually makes a lot of sense because I think the reason they've deleted it is because they don't actually agree with what they're saying. But in that original response, she was like, you know what? We understand the bottles are tainted, there's been damaging, and you know, if you got that, we'll help you out, we'll refund you, we'll just in general sort you out. But then here, it's basically, in my opinion, saying that it's not their responsibility if the product is bad because you have basically just bought it under your own free will. It's not often you'll go into a supermarket, buy your favorite cornflakes, and then the bloke at the cash register will be like, you know, you're buying this under your free will. It's like, that's not a thing that necessarily happens on a day-to-day basis. When I'm buying something, I'm in the mind of like, you know what, if I'm going to enjoy it, and if I don't enjoy it, if I get it a moldy product, I can probably sue for one, but also at least get my money back, and I'm not going to get a lecture about my free will of purchasing the product. Now again, this does come from Vice, but at the same time, I would be a little bit amazed if Vice put out a fake bit of information about terms and conditions, especially when they've got the original piece, which I have seen everywhere, of this pink graphic sent to people that have bought the pink sauce. But yeah, it does kind of seem that at this point, I mean, Chef P has kind of gone back on what she said in her original response, but at the same time, she kind of hasn't. It's very confusing, and it does just seem that the FDA have come into this and kind of installed, in my opinion, fear into Chef P, which is perfectly understandable. They're a government body at the end of the day. Like when HMRC contact me, say, you've not paid your bloody taxes, I say, you know what are you going to do? No, I don't say that. I say, I'm sorry, HMRC, I will pay every fine you want me to pay. And I think here, Chef P is just equally as terrified because she doesn't want to go to prison. And as I keep saying, she is a human being, guys. Like, I know what she has done and how she's handled this is very silly, but at the end of the day, she's a human being. So I can kind of, at the end of the day, understand some reactionary responses, not handling this in the best possible way. Because it is easy for us to sit here, not in their, like, position, and just be like, you should have done this, you should have done this, I'm Captain Hindsight. And it's like, that's great, that is pretty much my job, but at the end of the day, I would be being blissfully ignorant, playing blissful ignorance, if I pretended that I can't kind of understand why this is such a mess. But again, I'm not going to withdraw my criticism because she does just keep saying shitty things, like when she says this to the FDA.
Okay, yeah, so when everything blew up and we found out about it, we paused, like we didn't ship out anything. We haven't shipped out any packages since, you know, we have became aware of this issue. We also let our customers know that we are working expeditiously to correct any issues that we, you know, are facing right now today for the pink sauce to be as successful as it needs to be, and also to, you know, show the people that actually support the sauce that it is safe.
I mean, are you really doing everything you can to rectify this situation? To me, what I'm seeing here is basically you inadvertently threatening your customers that paid $20 for pink sauce, you know? I'm not really seeing any rectification here. I'm just seeing you take your fear from the FDA and place it into your customers' hands. I know you're not necessarily saying this, but what I'm reading here about, like, I guess, defamatory or libelous statements, that to me reads, hey, if you're saying nasty things about our product, we might actually sue you. And obviously, that's not a real rectification of a situation. That's just you, I guess, making excuses and making it so people can't criticize you. And it's also weird because she mentioned that she's fixing the damaged products.
And we fixed the packaging as well.
But in the original response video, she said this.
The bottles were not spoiled.
The bottles weren't spoiled, yet at the same time, you told the FDA that they were broken. So what am I meant to take here? Is this a lie? Is this not a lie? Yet after this, she's like, in the original response video, going all the way back to that, halfway through that, she then does say, oh, wait, no, the bottles were actually damaged.
We knew that the shipment got damaged. We sent an email blast. Hey, please let us know if you received a package that was damaged, and we will replace it or refund you your money.
So I'm just confused, man. And again, this is what I say earlier of like, you know what? I think this person's clearly struggling with a lot of pressure on them, and it's making them say a lot of, I guess, contradictory statements, because it does kind of seem like there's been a little bit of a porky pie said to the FDA here, but at the same time, it may just be there's a lot of pressure on this person, and I'm going to try and be a little bit empathetic and say, I don't know if it's a lie. I think it's more they just don't really know what to do and how to make this thing better and more improved. Firstly, I would just say, if you want to make this thing better, just, don't put out these, in my opinion, threats, and also just be like, right, we're going to sort this, that's that. You don't need to respond a million times. You could just be like, we're going to fix this, guys, and that's going to be that. I know this is a complete different industry, and it's kind of like pretty incomparable, but there was a video game released called No Man's Sky, which was released in an absolutely horrific state. There were lawsuits because people weren't happy with the product. It was just, in general, a product not advertised what it was meant to be, kind of like the pink sauce. And instead of ignoring it and being sued, no, what they did was they actually worked on the product after saying, we're sorry guys, we will fix this and we will make it better. And now the product is seen as an amazing game, and people love this. I love this game now, despite hating it in the past, and that's because they just said, you know what, we were wrong and we're gonna fix this. Now I know that's a multi-million-dollar company, but you could just apply that mentality and try your best, whereas all I'm saying here is somebody who has taken something so ridiculously stupid and made it such a massive situation for no reason. But yeah, it's basically confirmed at this point that the FDA will be working further with Chef P to, I guess, kind of make it so the sauce is seemingly FDA approved.
He's gonna help me. Yeah. Thank y'all. Y'all got me help from the FDA. I love hate because God blesses his children who have pure hearts. Thank you so much. And so I'll just email you and we'll just stay in contact through email or text or...
I can't do text.
Oh, you can't do text? Only call?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I get your email, because you got my email on there, if I have something prior to then that I could relay to you, then I'll relay that to keep you updated on
in this live so we can actually have a real conversation. But I just wanted to verify to you guys that I am a legitimate business, and yes, the FDA did come to my house, and I do not operate my business here, and we are getting everything corrected properly. Have a great day.
Now, whilst I do think this whole thing is absolutely ridiculous, and I do feel like a moron for even speaking about this stuff in more than one video, I'm not gonna, again, ignore the fact that, yes, this is a human being, and naturally, human beings are obviously prone to making mistakes, especially when you're entering a market that you previously don't really have much experience in, and especially when you don't actually know what the FDA do. Did she try and poison the American TikTok population of 13-year-olds? Maybe. No, I mean, she didn't. I mean, maybe that would be a good thing. I mean, to get them off TikTok. I'm not saying to actually wipe them out. I'm saying to just, maybe it's good to put a little fear into people. No, I don't know what I'm saying right now. This is all a joke. It's all a joke. But what I am actually trying to say is it's clear that Chef P has been taken aback by all of this, because the FDA are clearly getting involved now, and I think, again, this is why there are now terms and conditions. This is why the sauce isn't actually being sold at the moment, and this is why the response video I covered in my previous video has now been taken down. But now, to kind of conclude this first segment of the video, all I can really say here is that, yes, I do feel bad for this person, but at the same time, I do understand the criticism, and I do understand it's made bigger because of their terrible responses. And yet again, there was actually another response to the situation from Chef P, and shock horror, it wasn't good.
It's so bad down to the point that someone faked their death. All of this false propaganda that's going on the internet, I'm just a victim of clout.
Okay, now this can kind of lead us into the next part of this video, because as she says here, she is a victim of clout. Now, I do actually kind of see where she's coming from in this statement, yet at the same time, I think it's also silly to say that when you're putting out statements like they're saying you will not be bullied into explaining how the pink sauce is made. Nobody's bullying you, people just don't want to consume radioactive fucking sauce. And as I keep saying, with all of these terrible responses, it creates a snowball effect, and people will start to talk about this more and more. And no matter how sincere you think your apology is, and no matter how sincere you're putting the facts out there, at the same time, if you're putting out ridiculous statements, it's only going to make your situation worse and worse. Now, do I agree with that? Not necessarily, but we can't look away from the internet and pretend that's not what happens in these situations. Things snowball, and that does lead to the whole thing of being a victim of clout, because people will see that there is clout in this situation that you can get if you make up a story, if you exaggerate something, and if you just in general tell a lie.
I'm just a victim of clout. Pretty much all of these questions are being raised from sauce that I made from a pop-up. There were a lot of trolls and a lot of people making fake reports saying that they were getting sick from the pink sauce. However, they never even made a pink sauce purchase. They were solely judging me from the video that went viral that I made in my kitchen.
And yes, I do kind of agree with what she's saying here, because in my opinion, there has actually been more fake stories than real stories in this situation.
Just got the new pink sauce on deck. You already know. We're gonna try this, see if it's any good. Oh, what the hell?
What is that stuff?
I'm not buying anything from TikTok anymore.
Now, this has 5.2 million views and 260,000 likes. People think this is real because TikTok is a place where people are just so stupid, so utterly stupid. It's the app where stupid people go to get even more stupid, and I am one of those stupid people. This bloke has stuffed worms into a bottle of random pig shit, and whether it's satire or not, people are believing this, and it's only going to make Chef P look even worse. So yes, I do understand the criticism of the pink sauce. I'm an open critic of it, you know. You shouldn't be selling products in a janky manner of where it's going to make people feel ill. You shouldn't be threatening lawsuits on people who just merely criticize it. And I know it didn't directly say that, but that's what I'm taking from this. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing all of that, but at the same time, you shouldn't be creating false news stories, because how do you expect people to believe the real stories when there are only so many fake stories about this pink sauce? To be honest with you, with all the research I've done, I think there are actually more fake stories about this pink sauce than real ones. Now, the real ones are genuine, you know, they're real, and there is a lot of weird stuff going on with the sauce. It looks different in every single video. The packaging, just in general, goes off like a bomb. You know, it's something which is valid, but at the same time, how am I expected to take that seriously when there is also so much fake information? Look at these 3 TikToks here. This person is claiming that they're in hospital because of the pink sauce, and there is just 3 TikToks here and absolutely no evidence here. Now, maybe it is true, but I'm yet to see a doctor's note and actually any real proof that this person has gone to hospital because of pink sauce. For all I know, they've gone to hospital because they willingly consumed Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's equally as bad as consuming pink sauce. And then there's another person who claimed to get worms and violently ill from the pink sauce, and this is just another case of somebody lying, in my opinion, for views and for attention on the internet. And it does come back to the whole thing of this person being a victim of clout.
I'm just a victim of clout.
I mean, fellas, do you see the problem here? This isn't necessarily just a pink sauce thing. This is an internet thing. Every single time there is a major situation on the internet, somebody needs to make up a fake story, a burner account where they post something, some false information to kind of leech off, I guess, the numbers going around about this story, because there is a valid story, yet that gets made invalid because people are so desperate for instant fame on the internet. There are some really disgusting videos about the pink sauce, including bottles exploding, as I said earlier, expanding bottles because of alleged bacteria. But then you have all of the fake bullshit mixed stories in, and it kind of makes it so you can't really know what's real and what isn't, and it just means that nobody's going to take this thing seriously, and it's just not going to get resolved. But it's also going to make Chef P's mental well-being not as good as what it was before, and just lead to a big mess of a situation. And I don't think that's fair on anybody, in particular me and the little FDA agent that's working on this investigation. Give us a break, guys. We're trying to work out what's real and what's not, and you're saying there's fucking worms in this stuff. Why? In all of these stories, people just love to pretend that something is worse than it actually is. And fellas, I am just here to say, it's not. Well, some of it is, but I'd say a good 75% of this is complete and, as the British would say, utter bollocks. What we can conclude from this is two things. Yes, Chef P is a victim of clout, yet at the same time, Chef P, you're not helping yourself in this stuff. The FDA have kind of exposed that, come in, put pressure on you, and it's made you lash out even further with terms and conditions, deleting your original response video, which in my opinion was actually pretty genuine despite my disagreements with a lot of it, and it's just made just a lot of weird things happen here, including the pig sauce itself not even be sold anymore, which also shows that the FDA are probably looking even further into this in my opinion, and that's made them think, you know what, I've probably got to stop selling this sauce and make it the best I can possibly make it, which is great, you know. I actually think this product could become something decent. Will I ever try it? No, because I do value my digestive system, but maybe you don't. I mean, seriously, I'm just going to keep ranting about this. $20 pink sauce, but also TikTok Shop. If you're buying anything on TikTok Shop, I mean, it's just fucking natural selection at this point. Gonna end the video there by saying, what an absolute fucking mess. And I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, please subscribe, please like this video, and please go watch my previous videos. Not just this one, but the one after that. Honestly, I really appreciate it if some of you just went on a binge and watched all my videos. Don't do that coursework you've got to do. Don't work on your job. Go watch my videos. I'd very much appreciate it. Subscribe, like the video, and yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Twitter's inabber69, Instagram's inabber, inabber live's the second channel. Peace out, and have a cracking day. Bye-bye. And my friends, I am here also to, at the end of this video, this is like the post-credit scene. Basically, if you want me to cover more TikTok stuff like this, because I have very much enjoyed covering these very bizarre situations. Like, it's nice speaking about, like, you know, it's not nice speaking about predators, but I speak about a lot of that stuff, and I would love to speak about more non-criminal stuff, for the most part. So if you want me to cover more TikTok situations or something trending, I like doing it. It's fun, and we can turn it into some goofy stuff. Please comment down below whatever you would want me to speak about. It's very, very important. I need people to put ideas into my brain, because I have a load of them, but they kind of get mixed up. And if I have people screaming at me, telling me, do this, I will look into it. If it interests me, maybe I'll speak. No, I will speak about it, because, I mean, if you guys want it, I'm happy to talk about it. That's how it works here. I just like talking. Sounds weird, but I could speak for England, pretty much. Maybe not England because of their war crimes in history, but maybe for, I don't know, Scotland. I don't know if they've done anything bad, probably. I don't know why I'm saying this. Have a nice day.